Welcome back. We'll have a gap up for sure, and after that we'll take it from there. How should you trade from there on then? We have Ashwani, Gujral, Sudarshan, Sukhani and Mitessh Thakkar now joining us to make sense of the cues. Gentlemen, good morning. Ashwani, if we have a 100-point gap up on the Nifty, what would be the index trade for you?
Well, good morning. And 9150, 9170, this zone has reversed the market a number of times. So this sort of gap up, basically based on global cues, often does not sustain, and often post midday, which is like 12 o'clock, etc., the market tends to give up ground. So I am not interested in chasing the gap and buying into the gap up, but much more interested in the gap failing at some point and then taking the downside. Similarly, on the bank Nifty, we are likely to hit resistance levels and then maybe give up some ground from there. So that is the trade plan that we are looking at.
Okay, Sudarshan, good morning. What would be your thought process on the index? Do you want to sell the gap up, or could today be a short covering day?
Good morning, Anuj. I would feel a little more cheerful today. Let us look at the US markets. The US markets, they were closed, but the futures were trading, and there was a 1 month trading range in the US. That trading range broke out on the upside in the futures trading. I think we are going to follow the US. We have been doing that. Most world markets are doing what the US does. We have local volatility sometimes, and that's going to remain. But we are also now on the verge of a breakout at 9150. Always a breakout has that question, will it fail or will it succeed? Given the world cues, I would assume that this breakout will eventually succeed on the upside, giving us a target of 93.50. There is a gap up, that's a problem. So either you buy on a dip or you buy call options and expect intraday dips. They are not going to go away. But this is a positional trade for 2 to 3 days. Till the US is cheerful, I would be long in this market and look towards 93.50 or close by.
Okay, always good to start the week with some cheer, right? Mitessh Thakkar is also with us. Mitessh, the problem point has been banks. The Nifty Bank was down 8% last week. Your view on both how to trade the Nifty as well as the Bank Nifty today?
Yeah, good morning. So I think Nifty is still in a contracting mode without giving much of a directional bias. I think we might get a gap up opening and 91.50, 91.65 comes into play. And in case you cross that, we might move by another 100 points on the upside. So I'm not very optimistic, but I'm not negative either. I think trading with more of stock-specific bias. And on the Bank Nifty, it's underperformed clearly. It's a weaker structure, but it's now reached good support levels of 17,300. That was tested on Friday. So I think today we might edge towards the upper end of the range, which would be close to about 18,000 or 18,200. And if it fails to sustain from there, I think then we'll look at taking some negative positions on the Bank Nifty. But otherwise, avoid the Nifty. I think stock-specific trading is more fruitful in this market.
Okay. Thanks, Mitessh. We're just coming back. And Anuj, I'm tossing to you in a second. The Nifty is starting with 1/3%, 40 points higher. I would have expected more than that, but maybe it'll just pick up speed. Now it's 0.4 higher, 40 points. Okay. Well, what do we have to... I want to look at JSW Steel starting 10% lower. No, I think things will settle down. Bharti Airtel, I expected, would start lower. It's starting about 2.25 lower. But where's HDFC? That's the one we need to see whether the market's disappointed. Bharti Airtel, one can understand, promoter selling. HDFC yet to show a trade. That's okay. We'll have to wait then. IRTC, IRCTC and those Interglobe, all those are showing a little bit of green. JSPL is showing green on results. ITC on its purchase of Sunrise Spices is up about 4%. UPL is up 2.4. That's again a results reaction. My sense is JSW Steel will also settle down now in a bit, but we'll have to wait and see. So 3 good results reaction. What about Avenue? How's DMart behaving after the numbers and the tepid guidance that it gave? That's Avenue showing a cut, when you're trading 65 or 67 times this year's earnings. I think that's what Mangalam said. Perhaps market will worry when you give a difficult guidance. Anuj?
Oh yes, the pre-opening rates, as Lata said, are in. Let's take the stock-specific call. Just before that, just a word on Bharti Airtel. There's a basic difference between Bharti Airtel and Hindustan Unilever. The HUL deal, block deal, happened when the entire market knew about it, and the stock had already corrected quite a bit, and it was not a promoter stake sale. In case of Bharti Airtel, it's happening at all-time high, and it's a promoter stake sale. So and it's a consensus trade now. So got to be able to differentiate the two. But anyway, Ashwani, what would be your stock specific calls today?
See, Britannia is a buy with a stop of one sec. There's some mistake here. Asian Paint is a buy with a stop of 1595, target of 1650. I think Axis Bank you can sell with a stop of 344, target of 328. You can also sell into an HDFC with a stop around 1540 and look for targets of 1460. I would think you can sell into a Tata Steel with a stop around 281, target of 265. See, the important issue here is that you start to sell if the market starts to fail at higher levels. And Britannia you can buy with a stop of 3100 and look for targets of about 3180.
Okay, fair point. Mitessh, good morning. What's on your list? Buy and sell?
Yeah, good morning, Anuj. So I have three buys to a sell. On the buying side, ACC is a buy with a stop at 1209, targets of 1260 here. Balakrishna Industries is a buy with a stop at 975 for targets of 1030. And Cipla is a buy with a stop at 623 for targets of 670. On the sell side, it's a financial stock, M&M Finance, sell around 129, 130 levels and keep a stop at 134.75 for targets of 120.
Okay, finally, let's take Sudarshan's call as well. Sudarshan?
Well, I think Mitessh and I are seeing the same charts. ACC is a buy, Cipla is a buy, and Tech Mahindra is a buy. And Balakrishna Industries was in my list, but I chose Tech Mahindra. There's a common theme in all the three stocks. The theme is that after declines, they are also building attractive trading ranges and pushing on their resistance levels for an imminent breakout if it happens. So I'm focusing on the buy side. I have CSC as a short sell, but you take that short sell only if you have long positions elsewhere.
All right, thanks for that. Well, a couple of more stocks in focus. Bata reported weak numbers this time. The revenues were down about 9%. That stock is slightly subdued. And Trent had actually a good set of numbers this quarter. So double-digit revenue growth. Trent is trading up in the green, up about 1.5%. But as we wait by for these rates to adjust, Shubham Agarwal joins in to give us some cues. It's F&O expiry as well. So we'll get some important cues from him. Shubham, good morning. What are the stocks on your list today?
Hi, good morning. So a couple of buy calls and one sell call. So if you look at the overall market, the market also has been consolidating, but pharma